Hi, Stitchers. Welcome to Tatreez Talk, where we share conversations about Palestinian embroidery. Today, Amanne and I are so thrilled to announce a new addition to Tatreez Talk. Amanne, how should we reveal it?
Well, I'll say I think we first had this idea to do something like this after we talked to this amazing, talented artist the first time. And I forgot what happened. I think it's just like we were so busy, and so it just like wasn't something that happened. Or maybe I forgot if we did reach out to her. Anyways, it didn't happen at that time. But as we know, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And so we recently reconnected. Well, we've always been in connection, but we recently reconnected about this subject. And so we're really excited that we are going to be giving you guys some Tatreez Talk episodes in Arabi with our good friend Tasneem.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Wait, applause.
Wow, okay, we're really digging this new platform we're using.
100%.
No, this is so exciting because you and I both know it would be very, very sad if one of us or both of us attempted to record an episode in Arabic. I think it would take...
So embarrassing.
It would be, nobody needs to be put through that pain. So we're going to bring someone who speaks Arabic fluently.
Yes.
And who loves Tatreez and have some of these conversations, because it's also been a lot of people who we've wanted to bring on board and they haven't felt comfortable doing the interview in English, but they have a wealth of knowledge. And so this is gonna allow us to open up so many more conversations. Yeah.
Yes. So without further ado, welcome to Tatreez Talk, our new co-host, guest host. Obviously you know her from previous episodes. She is a Tatreez artist, a chess panel fanatic, a digitizer, and the educator behind the Instagram account, Tasneem Tatreez. Welcome to Tatreez Talk. Yay!
Hi, Amanne. Hi, Lina.
Hello, Tasneem. How are you today?
I'm so excited as well as you. I cannot believe that this day come. I used to be someone who listened to the episodes, and now I'm part of it. So it feels a big deal for me.
Habibi. Oh,
So
that's
exciting.
so sweet. That's so sweet. I think that's like really nice to hear and kind of full circle. We made this podcast for the community. And so we always want the community to be involved. So we're really excited to have you a part of the Tatreez Talk family officially.
Yes. Tasneem, we will link the episode where we featured you in the show notes. But for those who maybe haven't heard of you, which is kind of hard to believe, but just in case they haven't heard of you or your work, do you want to share anything else about how you got into Tatreez and how you created your account and why you're doing this kind of work with Tatreez?
Okay, so hi everyone. Again, my name is Tasneem, but most people on Instagram know me as Tasneem Tatreez. I started my journey in the end of 2024, and then with the genocide continuing for more than 2 years, Tatreez was the place where I connected with Palestine again and other Palestinian, and it ignites some passion about exploring and preserving Palestinian embroidery. And so it started as a hobby, but bit by bit, I became a researcher in that field. And my work first focused on digitizing traditional motif, chess panel, and also learning about the stories and spreading them around. Also teaching people other stitches, and more recently the tahriri stitch. So for me, it was a way where I can preserve Palestinian technique and stitches, and it's like a resistance, and it was for me a way to continue resisting, even especially in time we felt we couldn't do anything to stop the genocide. And in that way, I gained so many friends all around the world. And this type of friendship, honestly, I evaluate the most. And for me, I have not never been in my life that close to my heritage and Palestine as much as I am now. And so I'm so glad and I'm so thankful for Tatreez. And I'm so thankful for also Tatreez Talk because when I started, I did not have any friends who speak Tatreez, who do Tatreez. And for me, like I was listening after work to Lina and Amani and learning new things while I'm doing embroidery at home. So I felt less alone by having other friends all around the world doing this. And I was like, I'm gonna do this for other people and spread the word of Tatreez because it is really a therapy and a way to connect, and it is a resistance. So I'm so glad to be part of now the Tatreez Talk.
That is so beautiful. That was like perfectly said. And I think a lot of us resonate with exactly what you're talking about. And no matter where you are in diaspora, even if you're in Palestine, there is something about Palestinians, I think, that connects you deeper to Palestine, but also to people. And that's huge. That's like the core of it, right? People and the land are one, and being able to be connected to the people on a deeper level when you're not connected to the land is just, it's a very powerful thing. And so Tatreez has given that to us, which is really beautiful. So, Tasneem, one of the things that we wanted to hear from you is why you wanted to do this as part of like providing this Arabic option for people.
Honestly, what made me was most wanting to do this is the people who I met through this Tatreez journey, and I met incredible women through social media and through the workshop I've taught, and so many of them shared their personal journey with me, and I realized that each of them have like a story that worth telling. And in social media, usually the people with the biggest platform who are the people who get heard. But I've met so many talented and creative and inspiring women. I they do not have 1,000 of followers, but and even some of them are not on the social media at all. But for me, their voice mattered as much, and I wanted to create a space for them and for their story to be told. And I also noticed through, the Tatreez, like groups, and sometimes we complain about shared thing. For example, we face similar challenges from like fair pay to the copyright issue to preserving our heritage while making a living, out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope through this episodes in Arabic and through this honest conversation about this topic that each of us will learn from this and maybe shine a light on these people and story that deserve to be seen.
And that's so important because I feel like Amani and I are missing a huge, like, population, a huge part of our people who have very, very beautiful stories and experiences and can share so much knowledge with us. So I know, like, Amani and I are so excited about this. And I mean, at the end of the day, like Palestine, the native language of Palestine is Arabi. The word Tatreez is an Arabic word.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would not be doing it any justice if we are erasing those roots of language in the literal sense, not just Tatreez's language. And so I'm really, really excited because I think there's something that we haven't been able to capture. And the other thing also, as I was reflecting on this, was how a lot of the stories that we know as Palestinians in the diaspora and as Palestinians who have grown up under genocide, under all these things, is a lot of our history is told orally. Like a lot of it is not written down. And so this podcast was actually it came out of that in a way, right, Amani? Like that was one of your ideas, was that we want to capture Palestinian stories by Palestinians themselves. And sometimes talking and having it recorded is a really strong way to help share those experiences. And now we can tap into that in Arabi, which would be incredible, especially for those of us like myself, hand raised, in the diaspora whose Arabic is limited, and we can have some episodes where we can like listen and hear the language and have some subtitles, think about what it means, and I don't know. I'm really, really excited. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking the time to explore this, because I think some of these stories are going to be completely invaluable.
Yeah. Completely agree. And just to add to that,
It is
you know,
honestly.
oh, sorry, Tasneem. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to mention that some of the girls I met through the Tatreez circles were saying, I regret not recording this story about my grandma. I regret this and that. And I think this is a way for us to stop the circle of regret and document all of these stories. Also, with a book of Thread of Identity, of the Miss Widat Qawar for her was more than it's more important to talk about the story of the women who owned and made the thobe rather than
Yeah.
telling more details about the thobe itself. And I think to spread the word and maybe document some of these stories that the occupation wanted to be erased. So maybe our episode is a way of resistance too.
Yes, that's beautiful. I love that. And I wholeheartedly agree. I think it's very important for us to record these stories. And, something that Lina had mentioned too, and you kind of touched on this as well, Tasneem, and you guys both made me think of this, but like our history is often oral. Um, and I think it's nice to have these stories told by Palestinians, but also hearing it from people's voices directly. I think that's something that's really, really important. And, we have lost so many elders whose stories weren't recorded. So while we can, we should be recording everyone's story, because inshallah, one day we'll all be elders. So it's really important to have that. Again, like I'll say it until I can't say it anymore, but it's so important to have Palestinian stories documented by Palestinians, plain and simple. So we're excited to be able to do that in this kind of next chapter. And also, Tasneem, you said this before we started recording, but I love how you put this. So I'm probably going to butcher it, but so you please correct me. But one of the things that we were talking about is obviously the need to have this in Arabic, but also what the occupation has done, and that kind of crack for a lot of us living in diaspora who don't necessarily have the perfect Arabic, and how that is kind of this further way of separation, that the occupation has enforced on us. So I thought that was really interesting, and I don't know if you kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that from your perspective.
Yes, honestly, even sometimes in Jordan we say, "Oh, people, Palestinian people in US are different from us." They sometimes do this about this. They appreciate maybe Tatreez more than us because we are this and that. But I think after the genocide, I felt a lot of Palestinian both in the east and west, like in Arab countries and in the west, they connected more because of Tatreez. But sometimes the language barrier is there, and I think a lot of people who do not speak Arabic but really want to speak Arabic, want to hear about Tatreez in the slang language of like Palestinian who lives here. And maybe it's also a way, as you mentioned, both like to reconnect. And as Tatreez is a language, also Arabic is the language of Palestine. It's a way to reconnect with Palestine. Sometimes we have certain phrases and words we cannot even translate to English, but it is amazing to learn, for other people to learn some of these slang languages or even proverb through these episodes.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we talked about it before we started recording as well. Like For once, Amanne and I won't be the hosts, so we'll actually be able to do Tatreez while listening to the episode, and I'm really excited about that because okay, my Arabic is very broken, but I can follow along, and if there's like some
100%.
English, there's some English subtitles, like it'll be fine, but it'll be good for me to like hear it being said and like hearing the pronunciation, hearing when certain words or certain phrases are used, like you said, Tasneem. And hopefully start practicing. We'll have to figure out how to practice afterwards. That'll be Tatreez Talk 3.0.
Yeah. Next
helping
iteration.
diaspora connect to Arabic and Tatreez at the same time. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm excited. This
Well,
is going to be
you
so
mentioned it, Lina. You mentioned the subtitles. So maybe we should talk a little bit about what changes, what stays the same, and kind of the formatting of these episodes.
Yeah. How should we tackle this?
Well, I think Tasneem, I know when we first talked about this, obviously, we have a little format for Tatreez Talk, but we also want to make sure that it's your own. So maybe if you want to kind of share with listeners like what they can expect from Tatreez Talk bil Arabi with Tasneem. Ooh, I just named it.
I think the most important thing that you will hear about Palestine and hear stories that you will not find it anywhere in any book. And maybe you will reconnect with people that you never imagined that you will be friend with. And the fact that maybe you will have similar experiences as other people. Sometimes you lose some words to describe your like experience, but maybe you find these words with other people, and maybe also it will fill some gaps in knowledge if you are a researcher as I. Because as we mentioned, some of the Palestinian heritage is oral and it is not documented, and maybe more about the heritage and Tatreez will make more sense, inshallah, through these episodes. I'm so excited to share the stories of people who either a Tatreezer themselves, making a living out of it, people who are teaching the Tatreez, and maybe share with us some of the tips and struggle that they face, or maybe the most amazing experience and story that they face through the teaching. And lastly, maybe other people who works like to spread the knowledge of Tatreez through creating books, or even through creating some item that goes with the thobe itself. So I will keep the episodes like guest secret until we release them, but I'm so excited for them.
Yes, I am too. I like Alina said earlier, I'm excited to be a listener. Also for all of our diaspora friends, this is a perfect excuse to practice your Arabic. So you can listen and you can watch on YouTube. We're gonna figure out a way to do English subtitles. So stay tuned for that, but definitely use this as an excuse to not just hear more Palestinian stories, but practice your Arabic because I know we all need it.
خالته Amanne.
Always.
I love it. And with that said, also, you know, we have mentioned it in previous episodes. We haven't only mentioned it in every episode, but we want you to send in your requests. Or if there are people, elders, educators, folks who you follow on Instagram who practice or teach Tatreez, and, you know, maybe they do their content in Arabic, or maybe when you've engaged with them, they speak in Arabic, or that's what they're most comfortable with. Let us know. We officially have an Arabic, expert who will be hosting these interviews. So please, please, please send in your requests. You can do them in so many different ways. You can email us. You can now submit it via the website. You can DM the Tatreez Talk Instagram. However feels kind of natural for you, but we want to hear from our audience as well, because we think that you probably have tapped into an incredible network of Tatreezers out there, and this is the whole point, is to capture as many stories as we can. And now in both English and Arabic. So
Yes.
yeah.
And we've mentioned a number of times, Tasneem has also mentioned it today, but it doesn't matter if this person has a following. They don't need to have Instagram. They don't need to be on social media. A lot of people, we connect with them because of social media, but we've definitely had people who don't have a following. That's not the goal. The goal is always to document stories of Palestinians and their connection to Tatreez. So yes, if just reiterating what Lina said, please send us your recommendations. If you have someone you want us to talk to, we want to talk to them. And again, Tasneem wants to talk to them bil Arabi. So well, we are really excited about this. Definitely stay tuned to this season because we will be sprinkling in some Tatreez Talk bil Arabi episodes here and there. And we're really excited to hear what you guys have to say too. Not only are we excited about it being out there and listening, but we want to hear what you guys have to say. And yeah, I think that's it that we have to share. Unless either one of you have anything else you want to share before we say bye to the listeners?
I mean, I'll just say welcome, Tasneem. We're so thrilled to have you. I actually met Tasneem in person for the first time earlier this year. Yeah. And it was so much fun. Like she said at the very beginning, you know, Tatreez helps us connect with each other. And we had such a good time together. And I'm just so excited to have you as part of the team because, yeah, I'm just welcome.
Yes.
Me too. Like, I appreciate a lot of people who I met through Tatreez, and both of you have helped me through this journey. And I would have been so much alone without Tatreez. So I'm so glad for this Tatreez talk and for the whole kind of experience. And I cannot wait for other people who only speaks Arabic to really join on with the Tatreez talk. And hope all of these amazing stitchers المطرزات الجميلات will join us لنحكي تطريز مع بعض so we can speak تطريز together.
Love it. Love it. All right. Well, thank you, Tasneem, again for being here and joining our family. Thank you all so much for listening to Tatreez Talk. Of course, we want to hear about your Tatreez journey. So share your stories with us at Tatreez Talk, and we might have you on an upcoming episode. Do not forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite listening platform and be sure to leave a 5-star review. You can follow me at Min Amanne, Lina at Lina Stove, and Tasneem at Tasneem Tatreez. And of course, you could follow the pod at Tatreez Talk. We'll talk to you soon.